Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Killer Author Club, your favorite haunt for all things murder, mystery, and mayhem. Tonight is a night to die for. We're always extra excited when one of the killers releases a book, but tonight is beyond epic because we have two. Both killers, Killer Kaira and Killer Kimberly, are sharing the hot seat. And if that's not enough, we have got the dynamic duo of Ashley and Emily from the Creepy Book Club here to help out and be my co-hosts. So we'll be diving into the expat affair and Jill is not happy in just a minute. So grab your list of questions, your cocktail or mocktail, and get ready to kill the lights.
Welcome to the Killer Author Club. 3 best-selling authors talking about killing, of the fictional kind, with the best thriller and suspense authors in the business. Killer conversations, killer cocktails, and killer guests, with your hosts, Kimberly Bell, Heather Gutenkopf, and Kara Ruda. This is the Killer Author Club.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the new blood and our OG killers. Whether you're watching live, catching the replay, or listening to the Killer podcast, we are so glad you are here. I'm Killer Heather Gutenkopf.
I'm guest host Emily Reeder.
And I'm guest host Ashley DeSano.
Yes, and so before we dive into the dark twists and turns of the expat affair and Jill is not happy, I want to tell you a little bit about Emily and Ashley of the Creepy Book Club. And so I'm going to put up this handy dandy graphic we have, I think. Sorry, guys. Whenever we throw something new in, there it is. There's a beautiful lady. So the Creepy Book Club is a vibrant community of thriller enthusiasts founded in 2021 by best friends Ashley and Emily. Born from their shared passion for suspenseful reads, CBC has blossomed into a dynamic space where members can connect over monthly book selections, engage in Zoom discussions, and exclusive author interviews. They also have a Patreon platform that provides additional content and a forum for deeper engagement. And they host an annual retreat, a cherished event that brings members together in person. And we're going to talk more about that in a little bit. It's an immersive, fun experience. And the next one's going to be held in Scottsdale. So stay tuned to learn more about that. And whether you're a seasoned thriller reader or new to the genre, the Creepy Book Club welcomes all who share a love for gripping narratives and community connection. We'll drop a link in the comments so you can check them out. So if you love tonight's show and want more, check out the Killer Postmortem, the podcast exclusive after show where every guest confesses something deadly. Tonight's show will be available on your favorite podcasting app starting this Friday. Links to download are coming up. All right, and while you're there, make sure you sign up for our newsletter. All right, so Killer Ashley, would you like to introduce Killer Kimberly?
I'm so excited. And I know this isn't part of my introduction, but I finished the expat affair today and it was such fast-paced, wild ride. So a little bit about you, Kimberly. So Kimberly Bell is the Edgar Award-winning USA Today and internationally best-selling author with over 1 million copies sold worldwide. Her titles include The Paris Widow. I love that book. The Marriage Lie, a Goodreads Choice Awards semifinalist for Best Mystery and Thriller, and the co-authored #1 Audible original Young Rich Widow series. Kimberly's novels have been optioned for film and television and selected by Library Reads and Amazon and Apple book editors as Best Books of the Month, and the International Thriller Writers as nominee for Best Book of the Year. She divides her time between Atlanta and Amsterdam. Kimberly, we're so excited to have you on.
Oh, thank you. I'm so excited to be here on the other side of the screen.
Go for it, Emily.
And we have the amazing Kara Ruda here today, and she is the USA Today and #1 Amazon bestselling author of contemporary fiction exploring what goes on beneath the surface of seemingly perfect lives. Her suspense novels include Best Day Ever, The Next Wife, The Widow, The Favorite Daughter, The Second Mrs. Strom, and What the Nanny Saw. Her latest, Jill is Not Happy, very, very not happy, is out June 10th, 2025, and has been named a 2025 most anticipated book by Zibby Media. It is also our creepy book of the month for July. Wait, right? July? No, I get that confused. Her next novel, We Were Never Friends, is set to publish in February of 2026. Her novels have been translated into more than a dozen languages and have been selected by Library Reads, Amazon, and Apple Books editors as Best Books of the Month and Strand Magazine's Best Book of the Year. Her novel, Beneath the Surface, has been optioned for a feature film and was a Zibby's Book Award winner. The Next Wife was awarded a Suspense Magazine Best Book of 2021 and won the Silver Falchion for Best Suspense Novel of the Year. She lives in Southern California with her family.
So congrats, Killers Kimberly and Kaira. So Kimberly, your book dropped today. So you just came in hot from a book event. So we're so glad you could be here with us. And Kaira, your novel hits the shelves next Tuesday. So coming up fast. Okay, so we loved it. So we need for you to give us some little insight about each of the books. So Kimberly, can you give us the elevator speech, what the expat is all about?
I would love that. So the Expat Affair is about two American expats who have picked up and moved their lives to Amsterdam. The first is newly divorced Raina, who wakes up one morning to find her date, basically a one-night stand. He's dead on the floor of the shower, obviously murdered. And his safe has been emptied out where there was a stash of diamonds. So they're missing, and suddenly she's the prime suspect in a crime she didn't commit. So while she's trying to figure out how to clear her name, her path crosses with a woman named Willow. She's been there a little bit longer, about 5 years. She's married to a Dutch man, has a Dutch kid. And she's a woman with ties to Amsterdam's diamond industry and secrets of her own to protect. But who do you trust in a city thousands and thousands of miles from home? Both women are going to have to figure out the answer really quickly in order to survive.
So good. Well, we loved it. We loved it. So Kaira, how about tell us a little bit about Jill is Not Happy?
Jill is not happy. And Jill is Not Happy is a marriage thriller. I love writing marriage thrillers. My husband sleeps with one eye open because of it. But this is a story of Jack and Jill. They've been married for a long time. They have a daughter named Maggie who is off to college, so they're newly empty nesting. And Jill has invited Jack to go on a road trip to the Utah National Parks. And Jack would like to do anything but spend time with his wife on a road trip to the Utah National Parks. And that's kind of where the story starts. And as you find out, as you read the book, there are secrets that have kept them together. And Jack is about ready to decide that those secrets aren't worth keeping any longer. So blah, blah, blah. So blah, blah, blah.
Well, we loved it too. So readers out there, viewers, drop your questions and we are going to get into it. But first, we need to talk about tonight's killer cocktails. So Emily, can you introduce the first one?
Killer Kimberly has chosen the Flying Dutchman as her killer cocktail tonight. Kimberly, tell us why this particular poison of choice.
Well, purely because of the name, the Flying Dutchman. I mean, that's kind of self-explanatory, right? But also Geneva, it has Geneva in it. And I don't know if you guys have ever had Geneva. It is actually the original gin. It was the first gin where gin was based on. So it tastes kind of like gin, a lot like gin actually, but there's a little different taste to it. It's maybe not as spicy as some of the gins can be. So I love that it has it's all Dutch, all in, all Dutch.
And Killer Kaira has chosen the dill pickle martini. I say with a weird tone. Kaira, tell us why you have chosen this particular beverage tonight.
Yeah, I know it's hard with Jill to not give things away. So Jill would like, she would like to serve this. She likes to entertain, and she fancies herself kind of a traditional wife, and she has a lot of tricks up her sleeve to keep her guests entertained and to keep her husband in line. So she would probably serve this particular martini if she was angry with Jack.
I might actually like a dill pickle martini. That sounds kind of intriguing to me.
I know. I thought it sounded really different too, and she, she likes that, and yeah, just some secret ingredients as well.
maybe be careful before you drink it.
Yeah, maybe don't accept one from Jill. Yeah.
Oh, so good. Well, we're all going to have to try one the next time the 5 of us are together, for sure. So, okay, so we created the Killer Author Club so readers just like you could get up and close and personal with your favorite thriller writers. So this season's lineup is packed full of killers. We've got Peter Swanson coming up, Anthony Horowitz, Chevy Stevens, and little old me down the road here. So many more. For dates, times, past episodes, surf to killerauthorclub.com. But tonight, it's all about the expat affair, and Jill is not happy with our very own killers, Kimberly and Kaira. So Hannah Morrissey says about the expat affair, Kimberly Bell delivers a propulsive thrill ride through Amsterdam's glittering and glistening underworld where privilege has a price. And Ashley Winstead says, a glamorous, smart, and propulsive thriller that is as much about women finding their agency as it is a high-stakes international game of cat and mouse. Belle is the queen of crafting badass yet vulnerable women you want to see the world. What a knockout. And for Kaira, Publishers Weekly says, Ruda spins a dark, deliberately paced tale of matrimonial hell. The plot's unanswered questions and Gone Girl-style marital insights hold the reader's interest. And one of the killer's favorites, Hank Philippi Ryan, along with Hannah, of course. Nobody does twisty revenge like Kaira Ruda, and her trademark dark humor and deviously toxic characters are always deliciously entertaining. Fans of Frida McFadden will gobble up this pacey page-turner and hope that someone like the uniquely unhappy Jill never crosses their paths. Kaira has done it again. So, Kaira and Kimberly, you are obviously very accomplished, devious, and may we say vengeful killers. So we need to know the answer to this question. And for both of you, the question is, when do you kill? Who wants to go first?
Kimberly does.
Oh, I do? Okay. From the very first chapter. Yeah, I like to start with a bang. And in this case, it's a dead man on the floor of the shower and has been kind of gruesomely murdered. So I don't know what page it was when she found him there, but it's definitely chapter 1.
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah, you do. I'm kind of more of like a slow burn killer, I'd say. I like to, I guess, like kind of get to know my characters for a little bit before one of them may or may not die. So yeah. So I guess I would kill later in the book. Although in this book, I do have a flashback to something that happened at the very beginning of their time together. So I do kind of start out with the dead body this time as well. Yeah.
Yeah, we like killers who, take initiative and get things going right away. So you both have accomplished that for sure.
Timing is everything, as they say. Yes.
Yeah, for sure. So we know Jill is not happy and the expat affair. Neither of these titles scream sunshine and rainbows, right? So tell us, what's the dark seed that sparked the ideas for these stories? What drew you to each of these dark themes that of dissatisfaction, like with Jill, or being in the wrong place at the wrong time in the expat affair?
You want to take it, Kaira? You start.
Sure. I mean, I love marriage thrillers. I really do, as you can tell by my backlist. So I just find it really interesting because everybody, I don't know, I went to 4 weddings this May, and they were all so wonderful, and I loved every minute of everything, and everything's perfect, but it's all the perfect illusion, right? Because it's that moment in time when there's nothing but possibilities and everything's happy. And I think most people would agree that, once you're married 20, 30 years, there are a few things that go awry, and you have to, but as far as like social media or when you're out talking to friends, I mean, that's all pretty much brushed away and everything seems okay. In this case, Jack and Jill really, Jill popped into my head because my husband and I went to the Utah National Parks during the pandemic, and I thought they were just spectacular, beautiful, and kind of eerie sandstone formations and everything. And I just thought this could be a great place to kill someone. Which, I know what you're thinking. I didn't even say it to him, and he goes, I know what you're thinking. And the sun's setting, and there's all these shadows. I'm like, oh, I wasn't thinking about that. He's like, yes, you were. You want to kill someone? Probably.
You're like, well, not you, but
you're a great
fictional husband.
Exactly. So yeah, that's where the inspiration came from.
Okay. How about you, Kimberly?
Well, for me, this is, an idea that has been brewing for a really long time, maybe even before I started writing, because I was once upon a time in Raina's shoes, minus the dead man in the shower, but, and Willow's shoes too. I picked up and I moved to Holland, like pretty much right out of college. And, I luckily didn't face, the kind of tragedy that either one of those ladies had to deal with. But, there is something about being in this foreign place where you don't know the language and you don't know how things work. And when the worst happens, like, what do you do? Who do you trust? Like, how do you even sort through the system of, do I call an attorney? How does that even work in this country? And, there are just so many, it's just kind of the perfect starting point for a thriller because everything is working against you, not just what awful thing happened.
So good. So good.
So both of your books tap into something insidious hiding in like plain sight. What do you each think is scarier, a stranger with a secret or a spouse with one?
Spouse.
Yeah, absolutely. Because they're close to you. I mean, that's the thing. That's what I think makes it so troubling in marriage thrillers, because they're the person who you're supposed to trust and love forever and be spending life together. And then if one person or two decide that's not the case anymore, it can be dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're sleeping in a bed with him. You're sharing a roof and a bed. And I mean, and then all of a sudden you find out something big and bad and awful. That is so much worse than a stranger for me.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Well, it looks like everybody who's watching agrees over and over again.
Everyone's afraid. Everyone's afraid of your spouse. Okay. Kimberly, I have a question for you. You kind of answered this, but your book gives major glamorous nightmare vibes with the setting and the diamonds and all of those things. So if you can expand on that piece of what makes the expat lifestyle the perfect backdrop for betrayal.
Yeah. Well, first, kind of what I already said, and being in a place where you don't know anyone and you don't know who you can trust. I think that is like the perfect setup for a thriller. But I also really love to write about, and Kaira will be nodding her head at this too, because I've read enough of her books to know she loves it as well. But like rich people behaving badly. That to me is just so fascinating, and peeling back that curtain and kind of showing what it's like from the inside, maybe, because I mean, I think we have ideas of how it is to have that kind of money, but then, when you can kind of peel back the curtains and show how it really is, and how things maybe aren't as pretty and nice as they seem from the outside, that is fascinating to me. I love that.
I really just want to spoil both books for everyone. I have so many questions, but I'm not going to do it. But I want to because I just want to have a whole side conversation with you about that. But let's go back to Jill, because Emily and I texted constantly reading your book, Kaira, because Jill's scary.
Jill, she's not happy.
No. So Kaira, this question is for you. Jill sounds like she's ready to burn it all down, risk everything. Did you have fun writing just her complete spiral?
Yeah, actually, and I think when we start out, we find out pretty early on that Jill has a reason for her dissatisfaction with Jack because he is having an affair. And, she takes it a little further than most people would do when they find out such information. But I do find it, again, it's the marriage thriller where you know how to like push each other's buttons. And so to me, writing that part of writing a married couple unraveling is how the different layers of button pushing you can go through, like just the usual annoying stuff on the surface, like, oh, you're late for dinner. Oh, you made sure my meal would be cold, that kind of stuff, to like, oh, you killed somebody. Oh, it's deeper like that. And I think that's really fun and hopefully fun to read too, as everything kind of unravels.
Yeah, so fun. So we have a question from the audience. So they want to know, do your spouses read your thrillers? I mean, we talk about, spouses being the most dangerous. Do they feel that way about you, and do they read your books?
Well, we always joke they sleep with one eye open, right? But I think every thriller author probably says that. They do. My husband reads my books. He's one of the first readers, like when it's a final copy, maybe not copy edited yet, but like the final version. Yeah, he does. And he's always like, this is, very dark. Like, where does this come from? I'm like, I don't know.
I know. Yeah, Harley reads mine too. Especially he started really paying attention when I wrote The Widow about a cheating congressman, and he was in Congress. So at that point, he's like, "Oh no, what are you doing here?" So yeah, that one hit close to home at that time. So from now on, he's like, "Okay, I got to read what you're doing. Come on." Yeah, that's fine.
So great. All right. So so you both have dual narrators. So we have Raina and Willow in the expat affair, and Jack and Jill is not happy. So why did you decide to do that dual narration and the back and forth between your main characters? Where did that come from?
I love a dual narrator. I think it's a really fun way to tell a story. But if next time I pitch a story where there are two women and it bounces back and forth and they're kind of the same age and kind of the same-ish background, like somebody smack me, because that was so hard. I kept getting their voices mixed up, and it took me a little bit longer to kind of straighten that out. But I do like the way that with dual narrators, you can kind of tell two stories that mesh together, but you don't immediately know how. And that's fun.
I agree. And I wrote Best Day Ever and The Favorite Daughter were marriage thrillers with just one narrator, which makes it really tough because that person has to carry the whole story and carry all the secrets and carry all. So I find that with dual narrators or more than even two point of views, you can have the characters stop talking if they're about to spoil some secret that they shouldn't spoil. So it makes it fun, I think, as a writer too, to be able to go, oh no, you have to go off stage. You're going to ruin the story if you keep talking.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I'll say from reading them, it's also really fun to hear each narrator talk about the other one. So like to hear Willow talk about Raina before they make their connection, and to hear Jack talk about Jill. Anyway, it's just, you did such a good job. So Kimberly, quick question. If Raina could send one warning back to her pre-expat self, what do you think she would say?
Besides the don't go out with, if a handsome man invites you back to his penthouse, maybe don't go, and maybe don't drink so much the night before. Yeah, I'm not sure she would send a warning. I think if Raina could go back and send herself a message, it might almost be like, you're stronger than you know, and you can do this, and go girl, and start over and live your life and make your own adventure kind of message.
I like that. I keep just talking. This is going to be my show now. But Kimberly, I loved the part in the expat affair where Raina is, I won't give anything away, but talking with her mom. It felt like every conversation between a daughter and a mother that was so completely real, that her mom's just focused on the wrong things. So anyway, I just thought that was precious.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Well, looking at the clock, we could talk for hours, I think, about both these books. But we just have to keep moving along. And somebody had mentioned in the comments that they think we should come back after everybody's had the chance to read the books and have like a book club discussion.
Oh, we could do that. That's fun.
So I think that is something that we need to talk about a little bit more. So it's that time of the show for the killer giveaway. So Emily, can you take that away for us?
Of course. I'm so excited to get to say this part. Both Kimberly and Kaira are giving away 3 copies of their books to lucky US viewers. It doesn't matter where you're watching from. They scour comments from everywhere that is being streamed, but please make sure to shout out where you're from when you answer the questions. So for a chance to win a copy of The Expat Affair, answer this question. And it's a tough one, so it is multiple choice. Okay. What stolen objects lie at the heart of The Expat Affair? A, bicycles, B, electronics, C, firearms, or D, diamonds? Okay. I tried not to give a big hint there. And for a chance to win a copy of Jill Is Not Happy, tell us what sport Jill learned to play that inspired Kaira's cocktail of choice this evening.
Right, which I forgot to tie together. I'm like,
no, that's what it was.
It was a dill pickle martini in honor of Jill's favorite game that she's learning. She just took up. It's in the tennis family, but louder with the balls. Yeah, and which I love. This game too, but yes, so she was going to serve pickle dill martini also during the book, and she ended up not doing that. She used
yeah, they're getting it. I'm seeing the comments.
Oh, good.
I'm like, why didn't I say? Oh, and also because of pickleball. Yes. Oh, I just gave it away.
You said it. I was guessing it was something to do with the dill part, like dill, the game.
The other word.
The dill sport. I don't know what the dill sport is. No.
Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny. Okay, so now we're moving into one of our favorite parts of the night. So Ashley, can you take it away?
Yeah, the killer booksellers. So the killers are big fans of independent booksellers, and we have 2 extra special stores to celebrate tonight. Kaira has chosen Zibby's Bookshop in Santa Monica, and Kimberly has chosen Foxtail Bookshop in Woodstock, Georgia. Tell us why you guys love these bookstores so much.
Well, Zibby's is a great bookstore, and it's beautiful and also heartfelt. And it's probably about an hour away from me, but every time I walk in there, I just feel like I'm at home. And they were a big supporter of Jill Is Not Happy and picked it as a summer read, which is also amazing. So I really encourage anybody that's in Santa Monica or around the neighborhood to go stop by. You'll love it.
Yeah, I want to visit too. It looks gorgeous.
It really is. It's amazing.
Yeah. And Foxtail is, it's kind of a hike for me too. It's in Woodstock, which, Heather's been. In traffic, it can be interesting to get there. We were coming in hot then too. But it's a lovely bookstore on a little walkable town. And they're just, everybody who works there is amazing, and they all know all the best books. And they're one of those bookstores you can walk in and you're like, I saw a book. It came out like 2 years ago. It has a blue cover and it's about, like something random, and they know exactly which book you're talking about. So they're real bookish people.
Very cool. Well, we'll be dropping the links to both those bookshops into the comments so you can buy Kimberly and Kaira's books and whatever else is on your wish list. All right. So we obviously love to read. Everybody here does, and we all read a lot, but we would love to know, Kimberly and Kaira, what are you currently reading? What's on your bedside table right now?
Mhm.
Oh, you go, Kaira. I have to look up the name of it.
I know. I have one on my bedside table. It has a really pretty cover on it. Okay.
We should call Foxtail. I bet they know.
And
It's pink and blue, and there's a woman in the swimming pool, and it's really good. And it's really good. I can't remember, but I did just finish Our Last Resort by our guest that is coming up, and it was really good too. So that I will say Our Last Resort, and also the one with the woman in the pool with the pink. Oh, it's set on Capri. Darn it, Heather, I forgot to bring it up here with me. But anyway, sorry about that.
Well, we'll drop it in the comments at another time. So
Yeah.
we'll pin you down for that later.
Exactly. All right. And I just looked it up. I haven't started it yet, but I'm about to start Robin Harding's next book. It's called Strangers in the Villa. And I think she said it comes out next year sometime. So I'm super excited to start that. Love Killer Robin.
Yes. Yeah, she's great. She is great. All right. And so we are so excited. We have some killer alumni to celebrate tonight. So we have The Last Ferry Out, which is a queer, twisty thriller about a grieving woman who visits the tropical island where her fiance died and gets to know the enchanting expats there. Ooh, another expat book. But soon begins to suspect that the death was no accident, and she may be trapped on the island with her partner's killer. And that's by our alumni, Andrea Bartz. And we also, so Andrea is giving away 5 copies to 5 U.S. viewers. And so if you want a copy, make sure that you let us know. And I'm just looking for, oh, there she is. Okay, there's Andrea. Yes, we need to get the graduation cap. It's graduation season. So if you want a copy of that, make sure you let us know and tell us where you are from. And then we also have what's coming up next, Emily. We have some other Killer Author Club celebrates.
Yes, 2 more new releases to celebrate. First up is Fair Play by Louise Hegarty. This is a wonderfully original, genre-breaking literary debut from Ireland that's an homage to the brilliant detective novels of the early 20th century, a twisty modern murder mystery, and a searing exploration of grief and loss. That sounds amazing. And we also have No Lie Lasts Forever by Mark Stevens. Zodiac with a terrifying twist. In this top thriller from author Mark Stevens, a reformed serial killer coaxes a disgraced journalist into helping him find the imposter trading on his name. So the Killer Author Club has 2 copies of both Fair Play and No Lie Lasts Forever to give away to lucky U.S. viewers. So many giveaways. I know, it's amazing. So comment if you want in on that and tell us where you're joining from. So good luck.
I know you thought that was fun, but it was not as fun as what I get to do. I'm doing a swag giveaway. So, I mean, books are cool, but swag is cooler. Membership has its privileges. So if you're on Facebook, which a lot of you are streaming right now, check out the private members only group called the Killer Author Club, where every episode, the killers choose a name from the hat to win a piece of swag. T-shirts, mugs, candles, totes, hats, all of which can be found at killerauthorclub.com. Tonight's winner is, I wish I could make a drum roll sound, Rachel Jackson. So Rachel, oh, look at that stuff. Congratulations. Please send one of the killers your address, and we are going to send some swag your way. If you want to be the next winner, like Rachel just was, become a member of the Facebook group and you're automatically entered. There will be a link that we will pop in the comments for you. And a big killer thanks to Book Reporter for sharing the murdery love. Stay up to date on bookish news and events at bookreporter.com.
Yes. And so, we can't leave tonight. We have a few more things to talk about. But Emily and Ashley, you have to give us some more information about all the amazing things that you do with the Books with Besties and the Creepy Book Club. Tell us all about it, how it got started, all the exciting things you have going on.
Well, I will tell the beginning part, Ashley, and then punt it to you. We started the Creepy Book Club in 2021, just trying to create a community of thriller lovers, and it has evolved. And so what we now do is we choose a book of the month every month to read together. We Zoom, we interview authors, and it's just a really great way for us to come together. And then we launched the Books with Your Besties podcast because people who weren't able to make those meetings with us, those Zooms with us, ask, well, but what did you think? We still want the rundown. So we started talking about the books on our podcast. That also evolved and became very eclectic. And now Books with Your Besties is a catch-all for every kind of podcast you can think of. We do true crime episodes sometimes. We do random rants about the political state of the world. You name it. We've got it on our podcast. So there's something for everyone, and we still love to talk about thriller books. We have a monthly episode about a book. So Ash, you tell the rest.
Yeah, I think the thing that your audience might find the most exciting is we do an annual retreat every year, the Creepy Book Club retreat, where hundreds of us gather, and we have fantastic featured authors like Killer Heather and Killer Kaira, who came last year and, am I allowed to say, are coming back in 2026. And Killer Kimberly has been invited, but the scheduling has not aligned. So we're just going to keep asking Kimberly.
And it's going to happen.
But at retreat, we just have the best time. We have panels where we get to talk to the authors. You get your books signed. We have super fun happy hours and events together. It's really a weekend. Actually, this year it's 3 days where we just celebrate how we all love thriller books and we all love supporting the authors who put this work into the world for us. So the creepybookclub.com, you're going to find tickets. The weekend, it's in February 2026, Scottsdale, Arizona. Everyone should come. It's just the best time.
It's a lot of fun.
It's a great conference.
Like, it's like you find your people. You find, you find book people, and it's a blast. So,
yeah.
Well, ladies, I have some really good news for each one of you. Every single one of you. You survived the Killer Author Club. Congratulations. So, Kimberly and Kaira, tell us where everybody can find you if they don't already know.
I was going to say every other Tuesday night right here.
Exactly.
And of course on all the socials, but all the links are at KimberlyBellBooks.com.
And they are also at KaraRudaBooks.com. And we're both on tour right now. So I'll be with Heather on book launch night a week from tonight at Beaverdale Books in Des Moines, Iowa. So if you're around there, please come.
Yeah, it's going to be so much fun. So yeah, definitely come out and see us. And, we've been doing this fun little thing for a book subscription through another great independent bookstore, Swamp Fox Books. And there's still time to get in on the fun. So if you go to swampfox.com and order each of our books in this fun little bundle subscription, every time a book comes out, you'll get this fun little bundle of swag and the book and some surprise things. Kimberly's bundle went out already, but I think some people are still getting theirs, and you can still order it. You can still get that bundle, and Kaira's will start going out next week, and mine will come out in November. So if you do sign up between now and I think we said
Kaira's pub date, I think.
There's pub date, which is the 10th. If you sign up, you will have a chance to win this lovely Killer Cocktail exclusive, one of a kind, only available if you sign. Well, I guess it's not one of a kind.
Unless you happen to sneak one. And then you can also have it. You can't. No, you want to win this. That would be the best one.
Yeah. So two of a kind Killer Author cocktail glasses for sign up today.
So that's just mine. And then you can get your own if you sign up for the subscription box. That'd be fun.
Yes. All right. Well, that does it for tonight's episode. Thank you, Emily and Ashley, for coming in and doing some of the heavy lifting here. And congratulations to Kimberly on her pub day and to Kaira for next week's release. And thanks to everyone who's tuned in. And come back in 2 weeks on June 17th when the one and only Julie Clark will be here to talk about her highly anticipated new thriller, The Ghostwriter, and it is so good. So in the meantime, please find us wasting entirely too much time on social media. But for times, upcoming schedule, past episodes, recipes, and merch, surf to killerauthorclub.com. And thank you, everyone, for being a part of the club.
Yeah.
Have a great night.
That does it for tonight's show. Thank you for tuning in. If you'd like to catch our next show live, we're every other Tuesday night on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. For times, upcoming schedule, and to catch up on past episodes, visit us at killerauthorclub.com. Happy reading. Now get on out.